Hello everyone, welcome to this Fallout 4 2016 Ultimate Graphics tutorial. You are currently watching the full explanation version. As you maybe have seen, I have two versions for this tutorial. This one, the full explanation version, explains everything about the mod installation and it's very handy, especially if you are new to modding or you never modded Fallout 4 or any Fallout game before. The fast explanation version also covers everything, but I won't explain anything on this version. I only show you what you need to install and what you need to do. So this is way faster and especially handy for people who are already familiar with modding and especially modding with the Nexus mod manager. For that, it is also a lot shorter, and if you have any experience with modding, again, that might be the better version for you. You can find the fast explanation version either on my YouTube channel or in the video description. For the rest, I would say let's just start with the tutorial because we have a lot to do. Okay, so the tutorial, let's start with it. On the background you can see some screenshots I took in my Fallout 4 when it is fully modded, so you have an idea how it looks. Okay, what we want to do first is go to my website, and that is spreadcalibergaming.com. Please use spreadcalibergaming.com because spreadcaliber.com is actually only a domain forward and sometimes browsers have some problems with domain forward. So use spreadcalibergaming.com, then go to tutorials, then go to Fallout 4, and you want to bookmark this website because on here we are going to use all mods. So, okay, first of all, here you can see a small example of the end result on my YouTube channel. And here I have copied, I must admit, the system requirements for the Real Vision ENB for Skyrim, because it's basically the same system requirements. You need at least an i5 with 3 GHz or more, or an AMD system with the same specs. And you're going to need at least a GTX 970 for the full version, and in this case this is the high version for the ENB that we are going to use. And for medium, and I think it's called something like medium and light instead of performance, but this is a really good indicator of what you can expect to run everything pretty smooth for 40 to 60 FPS, and 40 to 60 is usually outdoor areas and 60 is indoor, so you constantly have 60 FPS. And I also would like to mention I have no ads on my website because you guys are probably using an ad blocker anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But if you like this tutorial, please consider donating. I normally don't ask for it, but the costs for my website have risen a little bit, and I would like to continue not using ads. So yeah, if you really like it, please leave a comment, but if you really like it, then please make a donation. That would be awesome. Okay, first what we want to do is we want to make sure our Fallout 4 has been cleaned, that you have a new clean version. And if you already modded Fallout 4, that's no problem, but please delete and deactivate the mods right now. You can activate them after this tutorial, but we want to make sure nothing conflicts yet. Also make sure you download the latest drivers. I usually don't say that, but it's really important. The latest drivers of your graphics card and your motherboard drivers. And also make sure you have the latest version of DirectX. Then what you want to do is after you have uninstalled all mods, so make sure you do that. And you want to make a, a clean version of Fallout 4. What I usually do is just go to the library, go to Fallout 4 in your Steam library, then right click on delete local content, and that will delete your Fallout 4 files. And only do this if you have a fast internet connection or if you are lazy, because I heard some of you guys don't have a fast internet connection and it could take up a whole day for them to download again. After you did delete Fallout 4, what you want to do then is go to your My Documents, then to your My Games, and make sure you delete the Fallout 4 folder as well, because it contains two ini files, Fallout 4.ini, Fallout Pref.ini, and you want to make sure they are deleted as well for a fresh clean install. And then you also might want to check your Steam library, then go to Steam Apps, go to Common, and then Fallout 4, and there, if there are still some files in there, you can delete them as well, because they're probably from mods, and you have to delete them if you want to make sure your Fallout 4 is clean. If you maybe did create some screenshots with the print screen key, they are in here as well. So what I did was just to create a new folder, named it screenshots, and put all the screenshots in there, because else you delete your own screenshots. So if you've done that, you want to reinstall Fallout 4 if you made sure those folders are empty, and after a while, yeah, it's being installed again. Then you want to start it up at least once, so play it at least once, because it will generate Fallout 4.ini and Fallout 4 prefs.ini, and those are necessary for modding. And what you want to do then is just click on play, and it will prepare to launch for the first time again. Probably need to download some files, so let's wait a little bit for it. And then you get this message, click on OK. Ultra quality, because I have a GTX 980. So you can leave anti-aliasing on best quality and anisotrophic filtering also on the highest quality, and the reason for that is that our EMB is not going to interfere. It does not have its own anti-aliasing, but it has some other great effects. So click on OK and then click on play to start Fallout 4 at least one time, so you have the necessary ini files. So do that now first, and I see you guys after that. Alright, once you did reinstall your Fallout 4, you should see these 3 ini files. Well, it might be that Fallout 4 custom.ini has not been created, but you can easily manually create this file by yourself. What you want to do is just copy Fallout 4.ini, paste it, so it will probably say Fallout 4, let's just do it. So paste it, and it will probably say something like Fallout 4 copy.ini. Then open it and just delete everything here. And what you want to do then is add the following. Let's see, let's go to my site. You want to add Fallout 4 custom.ini, you want to add this. And you want to add it under archive. So let's put it back a little bit. Alright, so you want to do it like that, and then you also want to have these 2 lines. Just copy them. Yeah, well, you probably can't copy them, that's fine. So you have to type it over display I location X is 0, I location I is 0, and let's see if I did copy them. Yeah. So this should be your Fallout 4 custom.ini. I already have it, so I'm not going to save this. But if you don't have Fallout 4 custom.ini, what you want to do is save this as your Fallout 4 custom.ini. So if it has not been generated yet, you just created your own. I'm not going to save this because I do have actually a Fallout 4 custom.ini, as you can see here, and these are the lines that should be in there. So once you've done that, you also need to change the following, and that is we have to copy this line as well, which is be enable file selection is 1, and you have to do that under Fallout prefs.ini. I can delete this, by the way, not going to need it. Fallout prefs.ini, search for search for the head launcher, the section launcher, and you can literally search for it in Notepad, and you want to paste this file underneath it. And I already did that because I already pasted the lines, but you should paste this under launcher. Then save Fallout 4 prefs.ini, and then you can close it. And then we first have added the necessary ini lines, because these are needed, because else we can't mod the game. It could be also that the ini files are read only, and what you want to do then is check it by right clicking on it, go to properties and check if it's been read only. In Dutch it's alleen lezen, but it means read only. So do that first, and then we can mod our Fallout 4. Alright, what you want to do first is go to your Fallout 4 game folder, which is located in your Steam library, Steam Apps Common. So here, if you are there, you see this Fallout 4. Create a shortcut to it, because this will be the shortcut to your Fallout 4 game folder, and we need to change some stuff in there later on And what you also would like to do is create a folder somewhere, name it something like Fallout 4 2016 mods, and then create these subfolders and name them something like this, because this is what I used on my website. So as you can see here, 2 is EMB, 3 is textures, 4 is world, overhaul, etc. Just name it something like the title, because then you have a better overview of all the mods that you're going to download. You can just download all the mods and save it into a single folder, but that will be a little bit chaotic, because you have to, in the end, you're going to download something about 50 mods or something. So once you're done that, so you have created a shortcut to your Fallout 4 game folder and to your Fallout 4, and created a new folder which you named something like Fallout 4 mods. Then we're going to download the mod manager that we're going to use, and that is the Nexus mod manager. And for people who are advising me to use Mod Organizer, I'm not going to do it. I know it's a great tool, but it's a little hard to get used to it, and I think Nexus Mod Manager is far more easy for people to manage their mods. So open up our Nexus Mod Manager page, and for people who are advising me to use Mod Organizer, feel free to do it yourself, by the way. If you really like Mod Organizer, a lot of the Nexus mods will be compatible with them. I'm definitely sure of that, but I'm not going to use it. But of course you should be feeling free to use it. But Nexus Mod Manager, go to the link that I just showed you, this link, and then on here it says install NMM, which means install Nexus Mod Manager, and it might be that you need to create a Nexus account for it, so check that, or else download this setup file and then install it, and that will install Nexus Mod Manager, and then start Nexus Mod Manager up. And once you do that, it will probably look something like this, and cancel everything except for Fallout 4, of course, and double check this location if you actually have the Steam location, and you can cancel everything else. I'm actually managing Skyrim as well with Nexus Mod Manager, so I'm going to put Skyrim in here as well, but on first startup it will probably go directly to Fallout 4 in your case, but I have to select Fallout 4 because I have 2 games that are being managed. Okay, this can go away, I will explain this later. And I would like to tell you guys, it took me 2 days already, and I did create the entire tutorial already, and at the end it seems that a lot of mods were not working, and I had no idea what was causing this. And what I had to do eventually was uninstall everything, and that included, like I showed at the beginning of this tutorial, I had to uninstall Fallout 4, delete everything, every ini file, system file, a full clean deletion of Fallout 4, and I had to fully delete Nexus Mod Manager along with its configuration files. Also had to fully delete everything, and then I had to reinstall everything and also reinstall Nexus Mod Manager, and then I was able again to mod. But something went wrong when I wanted just to uninstall my Fallout 4 to create this tutorial. I had to delete everything first. So what happened is, yeah, I don't really know, but I tried not to be technical, but there are 2 kinds of mods that you can install for Fallout 4. And the first one is a mod that has a plugin file, and you're going to see that later in this tutorial. But most of the mods will just replace some files in the game, and for some reason those mods did not work, or did partially not work. And even when I hard copied manually some files from the mods and replaced actually original game files myself, it also did not work. So it seems that some kind of profile was up, which I couldn't really relocate what was going on. So anyway, I had to completely uninstall everything, including Nexus Mod Manager, and I would like you guys to save that from happening. And what we're going to do is do a little test first. And that little test is the following. Go to my mod page, scroll all the way down, and go to Immersion. And what you want to do here is open the mod Lowered Weapons. And I'm going to explain you what we are going to do here. Click on Files or Download Manual and download Lowered Weapons here. By the way, also would like to explain, you can download mods directly with the manager, but I prefer to download them manually because then you can just create, let's see, like you should also create it up here in these subfolders. As you can see here, I did download everything manual, so I have a better overview for myself what I did download. And even if your computer is crashing, you can copy this entire folder, this folder, copy it to a USB stick and put it back up if your computer works again. So it's easier to create a backup. But the most important thing is why you should download it manually, because if you have a big mod and you download it directly with the mod manager, it could be that the connection gets interrupted or something, and then you lose your entire download progress. So I suggest you download every mod manually, and there's no harder step for it instead of activating the mod in Nexus Mod Manager. So click on download manually, and you should download this lowered weapons.rer file. Then click on this green button, add mod from file, and go to your lowered weapons file, which you just downloaded. Double click on it, and it will appear in gray here right now. And what you want to do is click on it and then click on this green check, which should install the mod, and then it should have this green check in front of it, and this means that lowered weapons, the mod, has been successfully activated. Well, successfully, we have to test that now, because if this mod works, that means you can safely say that the rest of all the mods will work. So how can you check if it works? If you play Fallout 4 right now, so start it up right now and check if your weapon is actually lowered. So normally it will look something like this, but now modded it should look something like this. You have a lowered weapon. This is very important. If this works and you actually do have a lowered weapon, then you are fine and you are ready to mod. If you do not have a lowered weapon and you still have a risen weapon like here, then what you want to do is uninstall Nexus Mod Manager and delete all its configuration files once it's asking for it. Go to your Steam and uninstall your Fallout 4, also make it vanilla again, and then reinstall it like I explained at the beginning of the tutorial. That's the only way to make sure that it will work again, and I really hope you get your weapon lowered right now. So what you want to do is test start up Fallout 4 and see if your weapon is lowered, and if it is, then we are good to go. Okay, so great, if you do have lowered weapons, we can continue modding, and the first mod that we're going to install is Reshade 2.0, and you want to open it up. It's a third-party website. Click on download and download Reshade 2.0. Save it in your first mod folder that you created, which is something like this, EMB main, or if you just want to save all mods in one folder, that's fine as well. Just save it here and open it up, and here you will have Reshade 2.0. These three folders can be deleted first. Alright, so you will have this folder, Reshade 2.0, extract it until you have the contents, which are these ones. And let's see what the instructions say. What you want to do now is the following. Open a zip file, we already did that, and place all files except reshade32.dll. And what the best thing to do is just delete reshade32.dll. Copy all the files, so let's do that. Then go to our Fallout 4 game folder, which you should have bookmarked. Paste all the files in there, and then what we have to do is rename Reshade64 to dxgi.dll. So let's see where it is. Reshade64, we should have copied it with it. Reshade64, here it is, to dxgi.dll. When that, yeah, dxgi.dll, let's double check, dxgi.dll, great. Alright, then what you want to do next is open up the core EMB website, so the EMB website from for Fallout 4. And on here, what you want to download now is version 0.291. So that's this one. Download it and click on it first, and you will see this button, download. Then download it and save it in the same folder again. So let's go back and let's see, that should be this folder, EMB series _ Fallout 4. Then open up the wrapper version. Alright. And what we want to do then is place d3 d11.dll and d3 compiler underscore 46e.dll from the ENB folder inside of the Fallout 4 directory. So okay, let's see. So d3 d11 and this one d3 compiler underscore 46e.dll in our Fallout main game folder. Alright, and let's see, yes, okay. And then what we want to do then is choose a preset from the Clean Light, which is the ENB that we are going to use here. It looks really great. I think the best looking we have now. And okay, as you can see here, you have either high, either low, or either ultra. And what I said in my system requirements is you can see full for ultra, you can see medium for high, and you can see performance for low. So if you have a GTX 970 or higher, you can try the ultra version, but if for some reason, if it still doesn't really match your ideal frame rate, you can override it with high or even override it with low, but that's either, you have to try it first, I would say. I have a GTX 980, so I'm going to download and use the Ultra version. And again, check your graphics card to see what you want to download. And probably most of you guys are going to download high. I think a lot of guys have maybe a 960, GTX 960 or something relevant from AMD, but I'm going from the Ultra for the Ultra version. So let's see what the instructions say. If you did download that, you can go, let's see, back to the mod folder first. And I did download the Ultra, as you can see already. Maybe you have high, but I have Ultra. Maybe you also have Ultra. That would be awesome. And what we want to do then is the following. We have to place all the files. Okay, so everything. It's a funny thing that I say we have to check what we have to do because I did create this tutorial, but sometimes I have to check again what we have to do. So for that I have to check the instructions for it myself, even if I did create it. So that's that. Okay, we did copy everything here. Oops, so we don't want to do pasting, we want to copy it, and then we want to go to our Fallout 4 Games section, paste it in there, replace the original files, and the original files are not the ones from Fallout 4 itself, but are from the core ENB and from Reshade. So don't worry, you can still uninstall everything if you want a vanilla Fallout 4 again. But what you want to do now is check out your Fallout 4, see how it runs, and if it runs really poorly, what you want to do then is override your version of Clean Light preset with either high or low. So that's really important because this is the base of your game, and from now on the mods won't probably hit too much of your FPS, but it's important that it runs fine right now. So what you want to do is start your Fallout 4 right now, see if everything still runs fine, and then I will see you guys in a bit. Alright, welcome back. If you have a good FPS, so your frames per second is good, then we can continue. Else you want to override your Clean Light preset with a little bit lower. So if you have Ultra, override it with high, and if you have high, override it with low. Alright, then next are some other, I think, essential mods that we need to download. The first one is, for instance, Light Tweaks. And what it does, it will overhaul the lighting in Fallout 4. And you also have it with a bloom remover, and I would like to say this for people who sometimes are complaining in my videos that the bloom lighting is too much. Let's see if I can find an example here. Yeah, here you can see bloom. Bloom is like, it really enhanced the light effects, but here it's really not that nice. But I think in game the bloom can look really nice. But if you really don't like the bloom, you can download this version plus bloom remover. But I'm going to download this, and if you want to see it, if you want to have your Fallout 4 exactly like in my video, I suggest you also download just the Light Tweaks, the regular version from, for instance, Light Tweaks. Then go to Nexus Mod Manager, because we are finally going to add our first real mod, and that is, for instance, Light Tweaks. So it again turns gray. Click on the green check, and now we have successfully activated, for instance, light tweaks. And then we have 2 other mods for the essential mods. And the first one is Darker Nights, because the nights in vanilla Fallout 4 are pretty not dark. So it's a really nice mod. So download Darker Nights, the main file, and you also would like to download 2 more patch files. And the first one is Darker Nights for Radiant Clouds and Fogs, and also Fogs, because we're going to install this mod also. And you also want to download Darker Nights for True Storms. And if you maybe have DLC, you also would like to download the DLC patches. So okay, first we're going to install the main file from Darker Nights, of course. And that is just Darker Nights. Let's activate Darker Nights, and now we can select a darkness level. I just go for medium to think that's dark enough. I click on next, and I leave this on vanilla, the detection. I'll also leave this all on vanilla. Okay, great. Then we have True Storms, the next mod. True Storms, click on files. Maybe you remember this from Skyrim, which also had a True Storms. And download this one, the Wasteland Edition, True Storms. Activate it. Then we have the options forum. Click on standards. Click on more storms default if you like more storms, else just leave it on standard vanilla, which I'm just gonna leave this on a default from the mod. Longer weather default or standard vanilla, just choose what you like. Earlier sunset or the standard, choose what you like. The heavy fogs and the damage you would get from sea radiation, I just leave it on no change default. And then we have successfully installed True Storms, and we also need to install the patch for Darker Nights for True Storms that we just did download. Activate that as well, and we want to keep it on the same level that we selected for Darker Nights. So then click on next. We did select standard audio, so click on finish, and now we have patched True Storms with our Darker Nights, which is a great thing, else we might have some compatibility issues. And now we have installed everything from the essential mods, which is good. And you might want to check your Fallout 4, see if everything works. Wait till the night, maybe see if you have an actual Darker Night, so you know that the mods are still working. So do that now, test your Fallout 4, see if everything still works, and then I'll see you guys at the next textures section. Alright, the texture mod, and the first one is graphics texture overhaul. What I did is basically the first 5 textures, I think something like that, the first 5 texture packs are basically a big overhaul for all the regular textures in the game. So it covers everything roughly, but the other texture packs are specifically for objects in the game. So for that, it's important you keep to this installation order and to make sure that you got all texture installations right. So graphics texture overhaul version 2.1. Click on files, and as you can see here, you have a lot of packs, so actors, armor, etc. Download everything which has version 2.1 except for the Pip-Boy, because we're going to use a specific Pip-Boy texture overhaul. So download everything from version 2.1.1 except the Pip-Boy, and once you've done that, you can download it, add it. So you perhaps have saved it in here, texture mods folder that you should have created. And what we can do now is basically just add everything without activating it yet, because we can do that. We can activate and make an activation queue, so that's pretty awesome. Everything else, interiors, we have everything else, interiors. What do we have more? Landscape, props, set dressing, landscape, props, set dressing, and we have vehicles and weapons. So vehicles, and weapons. Okay, what you can do now is just activate every mod and it will make a queue of mods that need to be activated and for that being installed. So let's activate them all, and as you can see here you can see mod activation queue, and you can see here complete is this one Dark Knights that we just did install before, and now we have actors running and installing, and here you can see its progress, and it will now finish this queue. So let's wait for it. Alright, at a specific point you get this confirm override message. Just select yes to all, because this means we're going to override the original texture with some other ones. You probably, perhaps, I'm not really sure, get this also for one of the packages you'll install later, which are going to be installed right now. So if you have that message again, select yes to all to confirm override, and make sure you have the green checks in front of all of the mods from the graphics texture overhaul. And alright, let's just wait for that first. Alright, so then you come at this point where everything from the graphics mod has been successfully activated, and you will see all these green checks. Alright, we have more texture mods. The next one is high resolution texture pack from Velius. Go to files, download the 4K version because those are the best quality. Then go to your Nexus mod manager, and let's see what it is named, textures 4K version. So you want to check it out once you did download the mod. So textures 4K version, then also activate the mod. Confirm override is yes to all, and then we have activated this pack. Then we come to the Vivid Fallout section, which if you perhaps know it from Skyrim, it has some great texture overhaul mods, and Skyrim also, it was for trees and landscape an example, but also they have done it for Fallout 4. So I suggest we start downloading it. Let's see what I did download from the Vivid Landscape series. I did download the 4K version, so you can also try that. It will affect your performance. You can also download the best choice if your computer is not that great, but I have okay graphics card, GTX 980, so I'm for everything I'm going for the 4K version, and that applies also for the landscapes section of Vivid Fallout. And to avoid any confusion, 4K is not like your 4K screen resolution, it is the texture resolution. So if you play in full HD, you see very sharp textures. So don't get confused with the 4K game resolution. Confirm override is yes to all. Alright, and then the next part from the Vivid Landscapes is from the Vivid Fallout series is Vivid Fallout Trees. And I also did select 4K, but maybe I should suggest you go with best choice. But for the maximum quality, we are going for the 4K version. I have no idea why I'm getting back to this folder structure. Let's see, I have to go to Fallout 4 2016 mods. The textures, we are Vivid Fallout Trees. So let's add Vivid Fallout 3's 4K, let's activate it, and let's wait a little bit. Confirm override is also yes to all. Alright, now we have either Vivid Fallout Rocks or Rock On, and let me show you both mods, how they look. This is Vivid Fallout Rocks, looks okay I think, but also you have Rock On here, and it shows the difference. And I think Rock On just looks a little bit better, but you can also download the Vivid Fallout Rocks if you like it. I'm going for Rock On. Go to Files, download Rock On, which is only a single file, so that's pretty easy. Rock On, here it is. Let's activate Rock On. Yes to all for confirm override. And now we have successfully installed everything till Vivid Fallout Rocks or Rock On. Then next up we have Fallout Texture Overhaul Stars, which, as the name say, will overhaul the the night sky, the stars and all, and go to files, download here also the 4K version. So FTO Stars, it should be named Activate FTO Stars, and it's a pretty relatively small mod. And now we have Radiant Clouds and Fogs, which basically does the same for the day sky, so the clouds and fogs. As you can see here, looks just a little bit better. So let's add Radiant Clouds and Fogs. So sorry I didn't show you which file to choose. It's this one, Radiant Clouds and Fogs, and this one is an old version, so can't really mess it. Activate it. And once we did activate it, we also need to install, let's see, a patch for from Darker Nights that we did download earlier, so we don't need to forget that. We got an options form, by the way. We choose the high-res version. Click on finish. Alright, and then we need to still add the patch. So let's go back to the Darker Nights, Radiant Clouds and Fogs. Let's activate that. Medium level darkness we did select. Click on finish. Alright. Awesome. That was Radiant Cloud and Fogs. Now we have Evil Institute HD. Evil Institute HD. Go to files. Upscaled 4K for the Evil Institute HD 4K upscaled version. Let's go back to the texture mods where we did download it, or you should have downloaded it here. Evil Institute HD upscaled 4K textures. Alright. Okay, confirm override. Alright, that was the Evil Institute HD mod. Then we have Fallout texture overhaul for the Pip-Boy. So we did skip the Pip-Boy texture from graphics texture overhaul because we're going to install a specific texture overhaul, and that is this one for the Fallout Pip-Boy. So go to files, download the FTO Pip-Boy all-in-one, so we have an options form, we can select what we want. And once you did do that, let's see, add the mod, and once we activate it, we will get an options form. As you can see here, we'll either select the vanilla or the dark one. I'm going for the dark one because it has two reasons. I think it looks cooler, but also I can see instantly in-game that my mods are still working, because then my Pip-Boy will be dark. So it's a good indication to make sure that your mods are working, that modding is actually doing something. Okay, we want the 4K Pip-Boy. You can either choose this completely remade holotape with much more details. Yes, we want that. Screen black, now green immersive. Alright, I also prefer that. You can either from here choose a clean screen, one with cracked glass, glass with no cracks, a new map. Well, I will go for the cracked glass. I think it looks nice. Then I click on finish, and then we have successfully installed the Pip-Boy overhaul. And let's see, now we have some more mods, by the way, a lot more mods. The next one is 4K HD textures for the power armors. So let's go to files, download the complete pack. I think I did download it. We're going to find it out. Yes, I did. Alright, let's wait a little bit. Then we have it here. We can activate it. It also gives us a confirm override, so yes to all, of course. Then let's see what we have more. We have enhanced blood textures, which is a really cool mod. And let's see what we want to have, because it has two options. I thought it has textures and also some scripted stuff, so more gore and all, like you can see here, pretty intense. And let's see, it has here textures and scripts, and I think it's really the scripts are also really nice. As you can see here, a lot of gore and great looking blood textures. So I suggest we go for this mod. It's named download it, and it's named EBT Standard, Enhanced Blood Texture Standard, Work in Progress. But it looks really nice, I think. Let's activate it, and I think once we did activate it, it also comes with a plugin. and we have to activate this plugins, but we're going to do that later on. Oh, by the way, I may have told you guys to test if the darkness and all works, but it's definitely not going to work because we did not activate the plugins yet. So we still have to do that, but let's do that after we activate enhanced blood textures. Let's see how long it takes. Alright, let's wait for it. Oh, it comes with an options form as well. Well, I'm going to leave everything on default, I think. You can check out these options, see what you like, and yeah, check it out. I don't really care that much about everything, so I'm just going to leave everything on default. Select yes to auto confirm override. Let's see how long it's going to take. Alright. Once you did that, we actually have to activate the plugins, which I have to admit I forgot. So first activate Friends and Light Streaks, then activate Darker Nights, then activate Through Storms for Fallout 4. And as you can see here, now we can also select the patch files for Darker Nights, for True Storms, and True Storms for Fallout 4. I think this is also a patch, and make sure they are all activated. And we can use loot, I think, to check the load order for the plugins, but I don't think it's needed because the patches should be activated right after the main mods, which is Darker Nights and True Storms, and the patch files are loaded after these two mods, Darker Nights and True Storms, so we should be fine. But anyway, you can check it for yourself. As you can see here, by the way, Enhanced Blood also has its own script, its own plugin, so make sure you activate it as well, else the scripts will not work. And while we are speaking about this, it might be a great idea for you guys to start your Fallout 4, see if everything works, and see if your Pip-Boy has become gray if you selected the option for it to be gray. And now you want to check out Darker Nights and see if you maybe actually have a Darker Night. And let's do that first, and I'll see you guys in a bit.